Hi everybody, welcome back to a new video of the old yapping. Today's video is going to be about how dating or the dating scene and dating apps and everything kind of fucked the job market, or at least how applying to jobs in 2026 is kind of like dating, which means it's fucked. And to explain that, or explain my perspective on all of that, I gotta expand a little bit further and start at the beginning. So for those of you who don't know, who are not interested in geopolitics or economics in general, Germany and Germany's GDP is completely fucked. So we used to be one of the great nations with, I think we still are the fourth biggest national economy, but given the fact that Germany's GDP has seen little to no growth in the last 5 years, ever since the pandemic and everything, I think that just goes to show that there's no growth here, there's no investing, and we're basically just not moving forward anymore, and that's because Germany has fucked their cheap energy production. I mean, we killed all the nuclear energy plants. We cut off the gas from Russia, which is also used as one of the main components in chemical production for companies like BASF and everything. But that's gonna be a topic for another video. Anyways, German economy and the gross domestic product and everything, GDP, has been stalling. And if you look at it in a comparison in Europe or even globally, we're falling behind. And now that factor, coupled with all the advancements in AI and everything, has made the job market in Germany so completely wrecked. And a couple of years ago, 2 to 3, 4 years ago, I was working in what you would call the equivalent of corporate America, but here in Germany. There were it was a big company, I think, in German terms. Loads of people employed, but loads of people doing fuck all. No real meaningful work getting done. I mean, literally, there were so many barriers and so much pressure on the one hand, and people, just hindering your progress and everything. And it was most this mentality of, we've always done it like this. Why would you change now? And that's how you know that the company is basically dying slowly. But anyways, that specific company was got huge uplift during the pandemic, because it was supplying tests and everything, or that was more up its alley. And what they did was, they thought that now that the global pandemic has shown that we need people, or we need science to prevent more, we need more investments into science and into health economics and all that. And what they did was, they used all the profits that they generated during the pandemic to hire new people. And lo and behold, a couple of years later, pandemic was over, and they figured, well, what are we going to do with all those new people? And now I actually was one of those people. I joined the company, I think, in 2020, 2021, something like that. So right at the cusp of, we're making so much money here, and we got to expand and grow and grow and grow. But anyways, they soon realized that, oh fuck, we we actually hired too many people, and then they had to let people go, and they had to downsize, and that came with a pretty nice severance package. And this colleague of mine back then, young girl, late 20s, she was doing content and website stuff at that company, and we were both oh hell yeah, we're gonna take the severance package, because you guys gotta know that our boss was this she was so choleric, and she was such a narcissistic. Yeah, I gotta stop there before I. That boss was like from the depths of hell, and we were suffering like all the time. So we, obviously took the severance package, and that was back in September 2024. And even then, people were saying like, the job market's cooked, and but like, I mean, inside the company, people were like, you're gonna find a new job in like no time, and everything's gonna be fine, and take a couple of grand of that severance package, and go on vacation, and once you're back, you'll find a job in no time, have a new job, but even back then, I think GDP was like, I think we were in a recession, so the economy was actually shrinking, and even to this day, I mean, I actually found a new job pretty quick, and even though that job is fucked, and that's also a topic for another video. I'm kind of glad that I got a job, because this colleague of mine, she's still looking for jobs, and she's still applying. I mean, she kind of I think she did some. She worked in a cafe, did some bartending and stuff, like all those low minimum wage jobs just to keep afloat. But she has had no luck in finding a new job so far. And just yesterday we had this conversation where she was like, I'm so fucking exhausted. She's applying for like, I don't know, sometimes 10 jobs per week, and all she's getting is like rejections and everything. And most of the people are not even replying. They're basically ghosting her. And she heard back from this company that she applied to back in, I think, November or something. And they gave her like this huge PDF with like a ton of like, they call it case studies, and that's something that's kind of new in Germany, that you when you apply for a position somewhere, you gotta prove that you can do the work, and you gotta solve like this case study. And I remember like back, I don't know, a couple of years back, that was unheard of. We never had to do that. I mean, that's basically like free labor, the people supplying complete concepts, and complete social media campaigns, or whatever the position is that you're applying for. But we never had that, and I think that's kind of like the American influence taking hold in the HR departments around here. She was like, she had like 72 hours to complete the the assignment, and at that point it kind of hit me. It's kind of like dating, and with even with LinkedIn and all of the quick apply things, where you just you upload your things, like your CV and cover letter and everything once, and then you just like hit quick apply. I mean, the thing is, there's so much demand on the job market, and an extremely low supply. And it's kind of like if you were a female and on Tinder, you just put yourself out there, and then like within an hour or something, you get like 100 applications, because that's literally it. I'm searching for a new job as well, and whenever I find one, it's usually like, I don't know, around midday or something, because social media manager, got to be on LinkedIn every day, and then I get this notification, there's a new job opening, and once I see it, it's like, and that thing has been live for like 30 minutes, that position, there's already 40 applications easily, and then when you get home like at night and you want to apply to that, then it says just like over 100 applications. And if I were like some HR dude, I would just like, it's kind of like with the if you're looking for a flat, if you're looking for a flat in Germany, at least, you put up the insert, what's it called, you put up like the offer and within minutes you get 100 applications, and then you just delete it and you go from those first 100. So whenever you find like a LinkedIn job that says like more than 100 people clicked apply, just forget it, dude. Forget it. Like, do you even like, would you really expect some HR dude to like sift through hundreds and hundreds of applications? Like, for real? I mean, they're probably using AI to, filter applications out by now. But yeah, anyways, it's like ridiculous, and the entire quick apply thing is kind of like swiping. There's like a select number of positions available. There's a ton of men looking to fill, and women obviously, of course, but a ton of prospects willing to fill that position. Gotta tone it down with all the double entendres here. So and then there's like you like the positions, like or like the companies, they only need one, so they pick or sift through all the applications and they pick like the best 5 or so, and then get them in for an interview, and then from those, they gotta decide. And the thing is I mean, that's one of the aspects, like the entire I think it's also a mindset thing, I mean, within dating, most people, they don't just put their profile online and then they swipe right a couple of times or left or whatever, and they go out with the first matches, and then that thing in turn turns to a relationship. That's bogus. I think that most people are just, or very selective, and that's the same with the job market. On the other hand, some people are just putting their profiles or creating profiles just to see, like, just to check their market value, just to see how much they're worth, how many matches they get, and that's also the case with like a ton of these ghost jobs out there, like companies just uploading like positions that aren't even vacant, that aren't even, like, maybe wouldn't even exist, just to show that they're still hiring and that they're doing good in the current economic situation. So that's another one of those things, like the ghost jobs are, that's like a cancer. And yeah, that's why I think dating in and of itself, the entire like mindset about like there's always something better around the next corner, and you can always do better, and you can always just like there's no friction, there's like literally the barrier to find someone new is like it's below zero. So yeah, that's why I think the job market, when you're like in such a situation as a nation, in a situation like Germany's in right now, as an applicant, you're basically fucked. You definitely have to know someone on the inside, and even then, that doesn't guarantee success. But if I look around in like all my buddies and everything, and how they got their jobs, and most of them, like, I don't know, 80-90% of them got their jobs through like mutual friends, through vitamin B, and people knowing people and telling people who to hire. And yeah, that's the thing. It's not about skill or how good of a fit you would be. It's all about do I know this person, do I owe this person, or whatnot. So it's always about who you know and not what you can show or what you bring to the table. So yeah, I think the entire premise of LinkedIn is so fucked, and I might make another video about that. But I'll see how you guys like this video, and I might even ask you guys what you want to know about, or what you want me to talk about. So yeah, till then, I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you have an awesome day, and Pointman out.